Queen Elizabeth II is the longest reigning British monarch in history, having reigned over the Commonwealth since 1952. The world has certainly changed during her time as the Queen of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Reigning throughout World War II, she witnessed the change to the metric system, the currency of the United Kingdom, and has seen the world's population increase almost threefold. The Queen has used her unique position to promote peace and charity in everything she does. This has led to her being one of the world's most well-known, admired, and influential women in history. Here are 10 unknown facts about the most popular queen in modern history. Number 1. No passport required. When traveling overseas, Queen Elizabeth II does not require a British passport. As all British passports are issued in the name of Her Majesty, it wouldn't make much sense for her to issue herself one. Other members of the royal family, such as the Prince of Wales, still require a passport to travel overseas. Number 2. No driver's license. Like passports, British driving licenses are also issued in her name only. This means that she is able to drive without the need for a driver's license. She began driving when she was just 19 years old, back in 1945. Even at this young age, she knew her way around a car. When she turned 18, she joined the Auxiliary Territorial Service during World War II and trained as a truck driver and a mechanic. Number 3. Only the Queen can appoint the Prime Minister of the UK. As the head of state, Queen Elizabeth II must remain neutral on any political matters. Whilst having the right to vote, or stand, in any election, she still maintains her neutral stance. Why is this? The Queen is responsible for appointing the Prime Minister after a general election or resignation. She chooses the candidate with the most support from the House of Commons. During Queen's reign, there have been 14 British Prime Ministers and 14 US Presidents, 13 of whom she has met in person. Number 4. The Queen can veto any bill passed in the Parliament. Whilst Queen Elizabeth II can veto any bill that comes her way, an occasion has never arrived where she has needed to invoke her power. In fact, the last time such power was used was in 1708 when Queen Anne withheld her support for a bill to restore the Scottish militia. Number 5. The Queen can pardon any convicted criminal she seems fit. Queen Elizabeth II has the power to give anyone a royal pardon to anyone convicted of a crime or to shorten their sentence. The original purpose of a royal pardon was to provide an exemption from the now abolished death penalty. A recent example of the Queen exercising this power was in 2013 when she granted Alan Turing, the father of modern-day computing, a posthumous royal pardon, a pardon after the man's death in question. Alan Turing was a computer pioneer and codebreaker during World War II. His amazing work on the Enigma machine provided vital assistance to the Allies during the war. Sadly, Alan Turing was convicted of homosexuality, and his security clearance got revoked. He was then placed under house arrest. Alan Turing died in 1954 from cyanide poisoning. Number 6. The Queen can command the armed forces. All soldiers within the British Armed Forces are under the command of the Commander-in-Chief, the Queen. She can commission and remove officers within the armed forces and can take leading roles in all military operations. In practice, she has little to do with the military and offloads the responsibility onto the Prime Minister, the Secretary of State for Defense, and other officials. Number 7. Only the Queen can declare war on another country for the UK. Whilst being the Commander-in-Chief, Queen Elizabeth II is the only person in the United Kingdom that has the power to declare war on other countries. The last time such power was used was by King George VI during World War II. In 1999, the Queen refused to give her consent for the Military Action Against Iraq Parliamentary Approval Bill to be debated within Parliament. This meant that the UK was unable to go to war with Iraq. Number 8. The Queen cannot be arrested. That's right, the Queen cannot be arrested in the United Kingdom. This is very similar to why she doesn't need a passport or a driver's license. The explanation is that justice is carried out under her name. When a criminal case is taken before the court, the cases are cited as R versus the defendant. In the case of Queen Elizabeth II, the R stands for Regina, Latin for Queen. If the defendant is found guilty, they could be looking at spending time in Her Majesty's prison service. You could not have the Queen versus the Queen in one of her courts and then send her to her own prison.